real right now.
Mr. DL.
2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Who's off? 'Cause you could just lose your mind.
Oh, yes. We are back with the 106th episode of the Danger Zone podcast. Damn, 106 episodes. Can you believe it?
We're doing the damn thing.
We are doing it with the legendary
Word. Big Suge, baby.
Mr. DL and.
Chef Tiny Nicole.
So it's been another busy week in hip hop.
Welcome back, everybody.
Another week in the books. Man, we've been doing this for a
another
while.
one.
So what's the big story of the week, Big Suge?
For me, I mean, you know what I'm saying? But one of the biggest things I want to, I think is that the guys that were charged with the murder of Jam Master Jay.
Yeah.
To me, that was big because, as we all know, being such an iconic group that they were, and it still are. I mean, it was the history of the history. It was such a sad day, and me personally knowing Jay, and performing, you know, with Run DMC at different places, and you know, Jack the Rapper and all these other great places. You know,
Hold on.
And almost seeing him, he was down to earth. Birthday parties, it was just great that you know, they get some sort of closure with that. You know, so as it's been told, Jam Master Jay's godson and childhood friend are guilty of his murder.
Wow.
The godson and childhood friend of Run DMC star Jam Master Jay have been convicted of his murder in New York City more than 2 decades ago. Kyle Jordan, 40, and Ronald Washington, 59, targeted the musician at his recording studio after being cut out of a drug deal, the trial heard. The hip hop is crazy because I really never knew what that was all about, but here they say.
Yeah.
The hip hop pioneer, whose real name is Jason Mizell, was 37 when he was shot in the head in Queens on October 30th, 2002.
So young.
Jordan and Washington now face at least 20 years in prison. Mizell was the founding member of Run DMC, the influential hip hop group known for 1980 tracks such as Tricky, It's Like That, the Aerosmith collaboration Walk This Way, and You Talk Too Much. Boy, You Never Shut Up. Yeah, you know, that was one of mine. And but as the group popularity faded, Jam Master Jay got involved in drug trafficking.
Yeah.
And the bottom line of it is supposed to be some deal that was for $200,000 that they got cut out of. So they felt jaded. You know, that's supposedly how this murder happened. You know, which is crazy because, man, I mean, like I said, I didn't know that whole story, so it's crazy.
Do we know why it took so long to like?
Huh?
Do we know why it took so long?
I mean, it's sort of almost like, you know, the Biggie murders and Tupac murders and all these other things. Some things you got to piece together so much shit. You know what I mean? Trying to come to this point, you know. But there's some people talking. There's talking heads too. There's no way you just get that information just from those two dudes because they didn't come forward and say they did it or they would have, you know.
Do you think
had a situation?
Do you think what it was, Big Suge, especially with the Tupac one and with this one, where since so much time has passed, people start talking?
Well, now we're in that talking, as we know, as the podcast can show for itself. We're in that era of talking. You know, where the stories that we didn't used to be able to hear or the bits and pieces, we hear them now. You know what I mean? So I feel like, you know, there was a situation where they probably knew or had an idea, but you got, like I said, it has to be ironclad. Yeah. So when they took all this time to do what they got to do and pieces that come together and there's CIs out here and all kinds of craziness, they were finally able to get to this point. I think the great part of it is, first of all, death is the worst. So it's, you know, that was a very sad day. It's still a sad day for me, man, because, you know, Jam Master Jay, he was like, to me, they were all equally my favorites of the group. Like the whole group was my favorite, not just one Run or DMC or Jay, just the whole group was, and he was such an integral part of it. And
speak on.
even though it was when they were performing, it was run centered, but still it was Jam. Jam Master Jay, man, that's the dude. So
yeah, well,
I'm glad they those guys brought the justice, and you know what I mean.
Speak on this, Big Shug. Fucking
the beat goes on.
A guy who arguably was the reason why hip hop took off to the level it took off. The first guy to sell out Madison Square Garden, first guy to do this, first guy to do that. Influence fashion, influence this, influence that. The guy had to sell drugs. Like it's so fucked up. Like it's so fucked up to me. Like it's so fucked. It's crazy to me.
Well, this is what happens though. So this is what happens. So was it necessarily the fact that you had to? So let me give you this. There's so many stories, man, about dudes that played in the NFL, the NBA, and made a bunch of money, and some made these deals while they had money. You know what I mean? And then you would sit back and say, well, damn, was so-and-so broke, or was he this, or was he just looking for that? I've seen it. Like, I'm like, I don't really know the story, but some people think that they're just even, I want to make more doing this. Like, listen, the harsh reality, because listen, you didn't catch Jay up like, you didn't catch DMC up like that, or run like that. You know what I mean? So here's another thing. When the lights kind of dims and it's not as, the stars not as prevalent as they once were or whatever. So there is that time where you feel like, okay, I can still make money, but I got to do this. Some have to get out of the business altogether and pursue something else, as we've seen that. And some don't want it. That's why they had that. If you remember that Source magazine article that had all the people on the cover, the Source magazine that had all the people that went to jail serving time on the cover. These are guys, when light stops shining, they want to make these ridiculous moves. You know what I mean? Instead of just putting it together. So I don't know if he did that, because in drugs too, as you all know too, to make certain moves, you got to spend some money too. You know what I mean? So, if you did one thing and you're like, well, let me get this X amount of drugs, this money.
Fronts do exist. People have come up off a front like they have. I mean, no one's gonna really front you fucking 2 kilos or anything, but people have come off on fronts. I'm sure Jam Master Jay probably got a little leeway in the deals. You know what I'm saying? But,
well, they feel like they were cut out.
Yeah, so definitely. Yeah.
This deal must have went down, and they weren't a part of it.
So much that they killed them. I mean, we don't know what. I mean, maybe in the courtroom they know exactly what went down, or how it went down. But that's your godson, like.
I don't know, man. This is next level.
Hey, let me tell you something. Money is the root of all evil. Some money is the root of all evil and the disaster of a lot of people. You know what I mean? So the reason why I say that too is like there was this basketball player named Bison Dele, right? He changed his name to that, but he went on a cruise and then like nobody ever seen him again. And then it turns out later his brother killed him. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like, you could check that story about Bison.
That's a documentary right there.
Right there.
Also, man, I can't forget his name, and it's a disservice. But there was another guy who was a basketball player, divorced his wife, and they had 6 kids. And her lover, and her set him up. Were chasing him through the woods, shooting at him, till they killed him. You know what I mean? This is a big story. Like I'm like, so sometimes that money, when like people don't feel that they can get it or they should have had something, they lose their mind.
Yep.
And the crazy thing about it, on top of that, is guess what? On the other side, where you're gonna be spending your time and what's gonna happen with you, and just even being in jail, you can't be thinking long term. Because it's horrible in jail. You know what I mean? Like, and you got to be there 2-3 years and all that. That's nothing. You got to be there for the rest of your life, or even 25 years. You know what I mean? That's not the place. I don't give a fuck about somebody it's glorifying whatever. The reality is, it's a fucked up place, and it's you got to be there and do that for 20 years or more. Come on, man. You know.
Yeah.
But what you got going on, man?
Nothing, man. I was just checking sending out the live link. A lot of good shit. I wanted to talk about last week, but our camera was dying, so we didn't get to it. Pedro Martinez, asked to be traded to the New York Yankees 3 times during his career. He revealed on a podcast recently. What do you think about that? I'm so surprised that news never came out when it mattered.
So here's that's another thing we were talking about. How now we hear the stories that we would have never heard. You know what I mean? So I think of course, there was probably a lot of things always. It probably was a posturing too. You know what I mean? Because he was highly paid. He was a star here in Boston. You know what I mean? They won. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, you know, who's to know whether he was that he said that, or was he just saying that
like a negotiation tool?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, because I don't look at it like that. Like, I've been hearing so much, like even with that sports thing, the shit we hear now. Because I'm sure you probably on another note, but still sports related. I'm sure you heard about that thing with Horace Grant, Scottie Pippen, and I think it's Luke Longley going on a tour to talk about.
Was it a 3-hour tour?
The reality bullshit. They talk about how Michael Jordan's documentary was bullshit. So they're here to give you the stories and the real truth.
Oh, I'm gonna get the teapot ready.
They starting in Europe. Who gives a fuck though?
I do. I want to hear what they gotta say. I mean, everyone has their own experience. Like, we can all go on a roller coaster, and we all gonna have. I'ma hate the beginning, love the middle, hate the end. Like, so everyone has their own experiences. What is that line they say? The truth is, there's 3 sides of the truth: your side, my side, and then the truth. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be interesting to see what they
even if they are telling the truth. Horace Grant, Luke Longley, who was it? Luke Longley, Horace Grant. Is that what you said?
But Pippen.
Scottie Pippen. People care about what Scottie Pippen has to say, so I'll exclude him from this comment. No one gives a fuck what Horace Grant and Luke Longley have to say about anything.
Why? They were there. I mean, even if you ride in the bench.
Yeah. Let me tell you this too. After Scottie Pippen with that bullshit about it, Tim talking about him being better than Jordan and all this other shit, people don't want to hear that shit from him either. Here's the situation though. Say what they want to say, man. We only even know about all of y'all, right? We only know about all of y'all because Michael Jordan was on your team. Michael Jordan was that. You know what I'm saying? So he was the him. He was Timothy. You know what I mean? He was Empson Price. He was everybody. So that's why we fucking know that. You know what I mean? He left for a little while. Y'all was still playing. When he left, y'all was still playing. Y'all didn't win shit. You know what I mean? So
they almost went to the finals. In their defense, they were one game away from the NBA finals in their defense.
Listen, you won nothing when Mike left. You came back and won 3 more with Mike. Yeah. People still talk about all these years after Mike retired and unretired. They're still talking about him as the greatest. So I mean, it's a shame because that's the talking world that I was talking about earlier, alluding back to that. It's they want to talk about so much shit. Like, I'm not interested in it because there's stars there's a star on your team. Mike Jordan was that star, man. No matter what, we know what he was. We see what he came from. So now, for instance, people talk about, well look at Bird's team and look at these teams. Listen, when Larry Bird came to the Celtics, them motherfuckers was trash. They had the biggest jump at his rookie year in wins that was ever made, right? A significant amount. So then I remember, being a little bit older, but I remember that they drafted Kevin McHale, and they made a trade to get Robert Parrish. Now, me as a fan, I'm looking like, damn, who the fuck are these dudes? You know what I mean? Like, we were supposed to get Joe Barry Carroll, who was this big heralded college center coming out. And back then, the NBA was about centers, you know what I mean? Center dominated. So, turns out, as we know, they won 3 championships together. McHale became this star. Paris didn't start. Nobody knew that shit. You know what I mean? So that's why when they talk all that other shit, well, Mike, he didn't do this, or Larry Bird had this one and that. Nah, man, motherfuckers made it. Like, but we still, guess what? We still talk about Larry Bird.
Yeah.
You know, you don't really talk about everybody else. You talk about Larry Bird. And guess what? They ain't on no tours talking about, hey, my name is Hank Finkel. I want to talk about Larry Bird or whatever. You know what I mean?
Listen,
like, get the
at
fuck
this
out
point,
of
I
here.
want to know what the water boy thinks about
You know
what was going on. Like, I just want to hear all these stories.
We got our first caller of the day. I think we got someone in there, right? I just saw it pop up.
Who you got?
I don't know. I can't read that far. Are you crazy? Oh shit! What's up?
I love the tie.
Yo, what up?
What up? What's going on out there? Introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Anthony Tobar. That's the real Tobar.
The real Tobar.
It's the real Tobar.
Yo, the Tobar.
Friend of the show.
Tobar. Paul. Go ahead.
Salute, King.
What's going on out there, man?
What's good?
Yo, we chilling. Weather's kind of crazy over here in Montreal, Canada.
Oh shit!
It gets hot. It gets snowy, windy, rain, all types of shit.
What's the?
You got a question for us or something?
Yeah. What's going on in the hip hop world? What do you want to talk about?
I know. You tell me what you guys talking.
Right now we were just talking about who we talking about.
We're talking about Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's teammates going on tour to talk about what it was like because they don't feel like the Michael Jordan documentary was on the real.
So you think about that?
But I give you one. You know what I'm saying? So you in Canada?
Yeah. Quebec,
Okay.
Quebec, to be exact.
Quebec. Okay, cool. You speak French?
I do.
Oh shit.
Okay, je m'appelle Big Shoe. You know what time it is, right? Hey,
Come up
this.
the too.
So are you heavy into hip hop?
Yeah, pretty much, man. I mean, I've been a student in the game since I can remember, bro. I mean, I try. I know there's a lot over there. There's a lot of history. So I mean, I try.
No, I'm talking. So I'm gonna bring it your way. So, like, who do you have as your as top 5 rappers to you that are Canadian rappers? Like, who you got top 5 over?
That's good.
Good one.
Well, top 5 Canadian.
Yeah.
Yes, I know a few.
You know a few. I put Belly. Cardinal.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I put Cardinal. And then I would have some like local rappers that I know over here. But like, I mean, Canadian rappers, like, to be honest with you, it's never been my go-to.
Oh
Right.
shit! Oh shit!
Representing Canada hard.
Yo.
Nah, but I mean, like,
He didn't even
it's
mention
never
Drake.
been my go-to. So, I mean, I was born in New York, so I'm a New Yorker at heart. I'm an American at heart, like till I die, right? So I mean,
Right.
Oh,
I just asked you because you was over there. That's
Gotta
all.
get them benefits.
Mm.
Them Canadian benefits.
What about like Snack the Ripper and Mercules, those kind of guys? Those guys ever cross your?
Yeah, Mercury's got it. Yeah, Mercury's got it.
Okay, there's a
Yeah,
couple other ones.
we had talked about Mercury's a while back. So
yeah. There's a couple other ones. What about that one guy with the tattoos on his face? Mad Child. He's from Canada, right?
Matt. Oh no, I thought you was talking about the other one. X something. The battle rapper. I forget his name. The guy that has an X on his face.
Oh, really?
He's from Toronto.
I don't know him. No.
Yeah.
I remember playing.
So let me ask you this
I remember
question.
one night we were in Canada and Sticky Fingers was playing Russian roulette. Did you ever see that video?
The danger zone.
Yeah.
That was in Canada, actually.
But so what
Oh, is
this
it allowed in
toe bar-
Canada?
It was so stupid.
Where does this toe bar thing come from, though?
That's my family name.
Oh, okay. I just
So-
wanted to make.
She
I
sound
just wanted to
gangster.
make sure. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't a foot fetish or nothing. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. Yo, that would be a good idea. Facts a toe bar. Yo.
Bar, yeah, I get it.
Yo,
You would make mad
That's
money.
hilarious.
Hey.
The danger zone.
I was
Funny because I
hey,
usually get
I
the
was gonna
bad
mess
jokes
with
on French. I never get them in English. So
What's
that's
what
a
are
good
the
one. I
what
got
are the
it.
French jokes? Like, what does it translate to? What are the French jokes?
Tobar, like I'm close to a bar. Like if I'm close to like it's different. It's kind of hard to explain it.
It's
'cause
like
it doesn't
dad
really
jokes
make
because
sense.
it's French.
But it's yeah.
a lot of
But
cool.
no. Tobar is my family name.
Yo, Tobar, that's $1 million idea, yo. And you know, Canadians love tourists, so you could get all the like people from like you know how they come from Europe and they go to Canada. You could be like, yo we going to this tow bar.
Yo.
So,
oh boy.
So
Yo, my man.
you rap in Spanish. You rap in Spanish and live in Quebec. Is there a lot of Spanish-speaking people in Quebec?
Ooh, good question.
As of 2 years ago, I got connected with the people here. I never thought there was gonna be like a underground hip hop scene in Montreal.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got connected, and to be honest with you, I always rapped in English, and yeah, my first songs came out all in Spanish, so it was just like another venture. I mean, why not? I speak the language, so
hell yeah,
it just came easy. So yeah, man, I mean, I'm embracing the journey.
No question, man. That's all we can do. So listen, are you an artist though? Are you make music?
Yeah, like I dabble. I write here and there. I mean,
it's
not my priority, but I mean, I do. It's like it's always been a passion. So I mean, why not? Like it's a hobby. I mean, yeah, man.
Hell yeah, he got some dope shit. I heard his stuff.
So
before.
So you dabble with the toe ball, right?
Yeah. Well,
yo.
And his wife does too.
Yo.
Yo, just because it's Big Shug, yo, I'm letting it slide.
Hey,
we don't let nothing slide on this show. Don't you let him slide.
That's what I'm telling you. Hey, listen, Mr. DL and Chef Tanya Nicole, and anyone listening out here, anyone listening, they know, man, that I can take all the smoke and put in the bottle and return it, right? Yo, the whole world know that about Shug. Let me tell you something. I got one line that says, it's on Glowing Mics from the Gangstar posthumous album. And I say, I keep them laughing till their stomachs are hurt. But on the other hand, I stomp them till they dead in the dirt. Soldiers, they know my worth. If the loyalty is real, then I'm giving my shirt. You understand what I'm saying? What I'm saying is I got you all day. When it comes to jokes, I'm down to be funny as a motherfucker until it's flip serious. So that's all. It's all good.
All right,
my man. Though,
give us your socials real quick.
Appreciate you, man. What you got a vape over there?
Yeah. I'm at work, so
you got flavors.
Yeah.
He said,
they banned over here, so I gotta get them on the low.
Yeah. Oh, what flavor's that?
Oh, it's some tropical mint, some shit like that.
Oh yeah, yo.
Hell yeah.
Tobar,
you on the tropical?
Give the people your socials in case they want to contact you, Tobar.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, if you want to follow me on at the Real Tobar everywhere. Apple Music, Spotify, TikTok, IG, Facebook, my page. So anywhere, I'm there.
And that's T like in Tom, O like in Oscar, B like in Bar, A like in Apple, R like in Robert.
Jeez. It's Instagram. No saying.
Yo, we all family. We all family.
That was good shit, man.
I'll tell you like this. We appreciate this because as we move forward, we doing this live thing and people chiming in and shit like that, and you the first one. So no matter from all the tons of people that come after, we're gonna know that Tobar was the first.
Hell yeah.
Yo, we appreciate you, man.
Nah, thanks for the opportunity. DL, catch
question.
you later.
Hell yeah, man. I'll see you soon.
No doubt.
Fuck
yes,
yeah. Hey. Years ago, I did a music video starring a lizard. And now he is here on the podcast. What's up with Problematic?
This is a long time ago, bro. What's going on?
Nothing, man. We're just chilling. Didn't you guys?
Not for us though.
Yeah.
I just seen you 3 weeks ago.
I know. I'm being funny about it.
Yeah, hell yeah. No, thank you for coming through to my show, man. I've been a fan of yours for a very long time. So to see you roll through my show is like, you know what I mean? Like, that's dope. You know what I mean?
Yo, listen. So a lot of times, man, it should be like, you come in and do what you got to do and leave and what have you. But that was a situation where I was like, yo, I'll come in and I want to see what's rocking. I want to see, you know what I mean, what's going on. And you actually had some dope shit, because like for me to hear, it's like, okay, I that's how I vibe. I'll be like, okay, this shit is good. This is popping. This is moving. So it was a good night too, and it definitely was a dope set, You and all your motherfucking dudes, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I was throwing water bottles and shit. It was a wild time, you know what I mean? Like, That's how we do it, man. I'm in that juggalo scene. You know, Dave's not a big fan of that, but you know, I'm in that scene, and they're wild people. So it's funny because I seen you come in. People that don't know, Suge did a verse for me years ago, and we never even met. And I got you on my first album I put out.
I saw you post.
Right.
You posted something on Facebook that made me think you never met Suge before. You were like member of Gangstar Foundation, just showed up at my show or something like that. And
right.
I never did until that moment.
Yeah,
we did.
That's funny.
That's funny too. It's funny too because it's I run into that, but to me that's like dope, and that's like it's pure, you know. Because I'm like, yo, you know, the music is our connection, but then it's like when you really get to meet someone, which I don't meet a lot of people that I've done features or whatever with. That to me it was dope, and even to be enjoying that show.
Jeez. He's like, hey,
so
hey. It worked out, you know.
He's like, yo, here's my PayPal.
Project, right?
On a project. You probably suck.
I just dropped a record with Slain, a single. We just did a single, and we just dropped that. That's doing pretty well right now. You know, Slain, very nice guy, very good guy to me, and you know, I appreciate him for that.
And, Block McCloud,
on there too.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
That's dope,
me and Block McCloud are on we have we're in a group together called Suicide Squad, and we've been down for you know, a few years now since he came to Massachusetts. So you know, it's crazy how people you grew up listening to. Like, I'm 36 years old. I grew up listening to Block. I grew up listening, you know, Suge. I grew up listening to Slain and Ed O.G. Shout out to Ed O.G. because me and him, I'm about to do a record with him too, you know. And it's crazy. Boston's a big but small place.
Yep.
No question. Yeah, we got a show coming up too. Shout out to
I'm gonna be there, bro.
Yeah, and who else? XL,
Crumb Snatcher,
Crumb Snatcher. Of course, myself, Latab and M. Dot. A lot. It's gonna be a good night, man. It'll be fun, man. You know. So listen. On another note, what do you like? What you heading somewhere now?
I just got out of work. If nothing's more Boston than sitting in a tunnel right now, you know what I mean? So I'm out in Everett. I live out in Everett. So it's, you know, the traffic to get there is crazy. But I just wanted to call in and show love. You know, I've known DL for years and stuff. So, you know. We appreciate you, man. And listen, can you, Ton, you want to
hold on, I got a question. I got a quick question for you. You've built up quite the cult following. You know, I see you at this show. I see you with opening for these people. Different. I feel like different music than what you make. You open up for a lot of these artists. Did being a juggalo help you build that cult following? Do you think? I'm just curious.
Yeah, because I started out, like, I've done like a lot of states and a lot of shows with like Insane Clown Posse, and you know, I've played their gathering twice. They've reached out to me. I was a finalist on one of their competitions they had, and Tech Nine. Anytime Tech Nine comes to town, you know, he puts me on the Palladium shows and stuff. So like, those shows are huge. But what to me, you know, when we did that show the other night, having, you know, over 100 people show up on a Thursday, that really solidified it to me that, you know, and XL had a big part of that because XL's got a following too. But yeah, it does, man. Honestly, it's like one of the best fan bases in the world, bro. Like they buy your merchandise, they support your stuff, and you know. But I'm trying to get the respect of my hip hop peers too, like Suge and Slain and stuff like that. So, you know, because I'm a rapper, I'm an MC, bro. I'm not a juggalo guy, a rapper. You know what I mean? So
you and my best friend, he just passed away a couple weeks ago, and he wasn't a juggalo, but would perform at the Gathering, and he was on Suburban Noise Records, so he was kind of like intertwined in that.
That was the Cultivator.
Yeah, Garth Cultivator. Yeah.
So I know him because one of my producers is an old Cottonmouth King member, and like he actually introduced me to that type of LA West Coast stuff. You know what I mean?
Well, he and you are like, whenever I trash juggalos, I say, well, they're not all, because I can't say all because of you guys, and you are the only two guys who are, I mean, I'm sure there's a whole bunch of them that are super dope. I just was never
exposed
to it. But I was exposed to you and exposed to him, and I was like, well, these guys are dope. So like, I walked back to talking about that a little bit. But yeah. But yeah, it was good. It was dope.
I dip out here.
Yes.
Yo, so listen.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I got.
We're losing you. We're losing you in the tunnel.
You know, thank you guys for having me on here.
No problem, bro. We hear you.
It's that tunnel love. Appreciate you, man.
Hell yeah.
That sounds like a song.
Who else we got up here?
Brian.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
Hell yeah. Thank you, bro.
Peace. Problematic.
Who else we got in here?
Peace out.
I saw someone else calling in.
We have Brian.
When we was talking about sports, on another note, so I'm pretty sure by now you probably saw the Cam Newton footage.
Him fighting 4 people or whatever.
Yeah. So now listen. Here's the crazy part. So I don't really even think it was kids with it, the way it turned out. His people kind of was working there or something to that effect. But first and foremost, I think what it is people talk about the camp and people disrespectful because if people go back and there was a camp he had a year or so ago, and the kids were like, "You're not playing no more because you're ass," right? So, and he's like, "But I'm rich," and the kid's like, "But you're ass. You're not even on any team." He said, "But I'm rich."
Yeah.
So now listen. To me, that's just some friendly banter, whatever, man. That's nothing. You know, the kid, like, so maybe in my day, whatever, coming up, I would have met some stars, players that played football like me and went to their camp.
Yeah.
I would have been obviously way more respectful than that, obviously, even if they was trash. You know what I mean? Even though I was that teenager, too, that might have said, you know what I mean, like something like, you know, put it down, like said something maybe a little disrespectful, but not like that. But with the fight thing, first of all, when you go on to put your hands on dude, you know, I think people also forget that Cam Newton is a well put together 6'6", 265-pound dude, right? That if you seen the foot
athlete,
yeah, if you saw the footage, one dude's trying to jump up to hit him, can't reach him. One dude he's holding by the hair, dragging him, throwing him around like a rag doll.
Yeah.
Right? And the other dude, he's got kind of like, I mean, this dude, it looked like, man, just a bunch of like babies trying to fight this dude. You know what I mean? And it's like,
oh shit, it's
really stupid because what do you ultimately think is going to happen? That you're going to beat up Cam or any star or whatever? I agree with Shannon Sharp had said on with Stephen A. He had said something about like, you know, you need to have better security people around them because no matter what the situation is, you're putting on this camp for this neighborhood and coming back and do, you know, where you grew up or whatever. And people shouldn't be able to run up on you like that, no matter what the situation is.
No.
You know, it's disappointing, but at the same time, man, you know, we still gotta grow, we still gotta heal, you know, as people. Some of these people, one thing about these camps and all this other stuff, like more than half of those kids that attended will never be even a portion of what Cam Newton was.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean? If anything, you can learn anything out of it. It's just the game, respect, and someone helping you. You might pay it forward and do it for someone else. You know what I mean? So, you know, kudos to him for doing that. I wish that didn't take place, but
I forgot all about that. That's not even on my list.
I'm worried about what he's even gonna say, so I'm just gonna say the Danger Zone podcast and welcome, Swizz.
Yeah. Oh, so I don't need glasses to see who's here. This is my homie Brian Swizzlow calling in from California. Shug, check this story out. I land in California for the first time ever. We in San Francisco. We drive up 6 hours north to Northern California, a place called Humboldt County, Eureka, specifically, a city of Eureka. And we go into this bar called the Red Fox, and there's a band playing. And there's a guy that I know. He's in the band. His name's Swizz. This is him right here. But
that's him right there.
But I've never met him. I've never met him face to face, but I know what he looks like. So I walk up to him, And as I'm walking up to him, I'm realizing he's playing 2 keyboards at the same time. Right? This is crazy to me. It's always been crazy to me. I don't know if there wasn't a bassist in the band. I don't remember any of the other story, any part of the story. So I walk up to him. He's barefoot playing 2 keyboards in a club, smoking a joint, right? And then he looks over and he starts having a conversation with me while he's playing two instruments at the same time. So that was the moment when I realized this man is a savant with on the piano. And
is that the moment that you realized that, or was it the moment when he was barefoot?
No, it was when he started talking to me, because my brain doesn't work that way. I could never do that.
People don't even know. Hey, people don't know. You know, DL's a barefoot warrior, so that's why I said that. But anyway, we connected over fucking. I took my shoes off instantly.
What's funny is that it's not really in my nature to be in the club barefoot. To be, you know, like I know I love hip hop. I grew up on the Dead. I like some reggae music. Right. I'm a kind of a half a hippie from Chicago, but then when you live in Humboldt for long enough, nobody really gives a shit. It's like, damn. And was it when I owned the club, or that was before?
No, this was I don't know, man, like 2006 or 7.
Yeah,
this was early on.
Before I owned the spot, I bought into that club eventually, but
where you at now?
I'm in Humboldt right now.
Okay.
So Humboldt is 6 hours. 6 hours north of San Francisco, by car. So what's couple hundred.
So what are you doing these days, bro?
Oh, me? Man, I play music primarily. My group is called Object Heavy. We're a hard-hitting soul and funk band. We tour all over. We're with the record label called Color Red, which is in Denver, Colorado, and we produce with Kelly Finnegan from Monophonics, if you know who that is. And I own a clothing company called Fat Bull Clothing. Yeah, you might see on Dave now and then.
That's always I'm surprised it's not right now.
Yeah. And right now I got a Garth Vader. I got a Garth Cultivator style joint going on.
Oh shit!
I've been rolling choppers ever since he left.
Yeah.
He's like, Swizz, man, don't fuck around with these crutches. Just roll up the chopper and call it good. So I've been going back to before we were rolling with the crutches, and I rolled up with these crutches.
Yeah. What's your favorite story that
you
was
like what the filter was like for these Humboldt kids. Like, I'm from Chicago, so I'm not, I won't claim the whole weed game, but I have been here 27 years, so I've been in it. But
that's a lifetime.
Everyone was using crutches. This is what was going on. Oh wait, let me get over there.
Every time,
it's like, you know what I mean? You just create.
Every time you put that up in the camera, I'm reaching for it. So
I'm still trying to figure that one out. That one isn't working yet. We need this Wonka vision to work, man. Otherwise,
that's so funny.
Hey yo,
it's nice to meet you, man. It's a pleasure. It's a real honor.
Yo, Shane, we appreciate, man, even the check-in, because like I said, this is something like that we're doing. And, you one of the guys that tuned in, man. We appreciate that, man, as well. I got to get one of them shirts, too, though. I need that 2X, man. I need to rock there. I got some videos
coming. I'll get you hooked up. Dave, I haven't sent a package in a minute, so I think you're overdue. We closed the store, but it's actually good for us.
Yeah.
Okay. Go on to retail.
Oh yeah, well shit. COVID made that shit good. Selling outside the stores, you know what I mean? That's it.
Yeah. We're out the trunk again. We're out the trunk in the storage unit again.
You know what I mean? So listen,
the stuff is quality. So
with the internet, like something like that. I mean,
you don't even need a store. Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, it's dope to have a store. Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying?
I loved it when I went.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, we went. Like, even if one person never even went in, you still have your own store. Like, come to my Big Shug store. Like, you know what I'm saying? It'd be dope to have your own store. So,
like that.
But you don't really necessarily need it anymore.
Not for that.
Like I said, I feel like COVID like really changed that whole game with the look at Amazon became huge because of shit like that, and even like I could sit here right now and have a bunch of merchandise at my home and sell it out of here, like get more than whatever, because people can get that. So, but these days, man, right about now, you're just making music now.
Yeah, man.
I'm
talking about what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
I make a lot of music. Like I said, my band tours a bit. I still make a bunch of beats, and I usually back MCs. That's kind of my trip with hip hop. Like I make beats, I don't sample. I'm not a DJ. I'm a keyboard player and a drummer, so I like to compose and I like getting on people's stuff. But I like bringing a band together. Like you can send me your tracks and we'll learn your shit proper, or we'll bring in a DJ or a producer to run tracks so we can do it together. You know what I mean? And sometimes we have to bring the cut to life. So like some MCs want that, they want to hear their recorded track. So we'll add the recorded track and use triggers or whatever not, and have the band play that shit proper.
Well, we all.
It was crazy too.
Like you did.
I have a. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say you've done beats for who you did stuff for Garth Tech 9, right? You did Make It Hot, right?
Yeah.
Keep It Hot. Who else? There's Sadat X.
I mean, a lot of the beats that I've been on have come through Garth, really. The Tech 9 came through him, and any of the cats that I worked with the Potluck cats.
Potluck.
And then there's Rashawn Ahmad from Crown City Rockers. I've been on a bunch. He's like really big in Europe, evidently, and he does well in the States. But Rashawn Ahmad, and I've done some stuff with like Micah 9, right? Some of the Project Load cats. Dr. Oop is one of my homies.
Damn, Micah 9, wow. That's dope. Yeah. You gotta send a beat. I'm saying it right here. Oh, got a horn on my soundboard. You gotta send a beat to Suge. That's what you gotta send him one. Something he can sing on.
I would dig that. Me and Just One have a bunch of cool shit. And me and Jay the Sarge. Jay the Sarge is the band for Black Hero when he's doing North stuff. He's a reggae artist, a reggae bass player and producer. And I got a whole bunch of cool shit. He's actually the one I've been working on the Garth remixes with.
Oh, okay.
Let me tell you, here's the crazy part. So a lot of music, people I know and what have you. So there's this one song, because I sing as well. So there's a soul song that, and you don't even know how many people, bands or whatever, they say. I need them, to replay this track. You know what I mean? With a little bounce to it, but it's a singing joint. You know what I mean? And people are like, I got you. And they really haven't come through to do it. I don't really even get it. Like, you know what I mean? Because
you just send it to me? You just send it to me?
It's because because it's like a song that has to be played. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, send it to him. Send it to him.
If you emulate it, if you emulate it, you can, but it's like, it's just, I want the music the same, but it's like just with a little thicker, because it's a soul joint. It's called, like, I'm just going to tell you, it's called In the Rain by the Dramatics.
Okay.
Now check this out. The rendition I have is so crazy like that. It's just, I'm telling you, anybody that's heard me do it, they know. But I just needed to get played so I can be like, okay, boom, let me lay this out like that. I'm telling you, it's the craziest shit I've said. To anybody listening, the bands y'all know who the ones you were that want to be a part of something and don't come through. I always say the same thing. If this shit is done, this shit will be probably as big as the original. And that's just years and years ago. It's just the way that it's laid out. You understand what I'm saying? So
you want to take that Dramatics track and have it replayed?
Right. With, like, you know what I mean? Just like with the bass. If you hear the song, you'll know. Like, you don't need me to beat.
Yeah, I know the song, and I'll pull that shit up right now.
Watch, he'll play it for you right now, Suge. He'll play it right now. So while he's doing that, we'll let him load that up so we're not on the dead air. Big Suge, how's your new video doing?
Who, me?
Yeah, you got the new video out with Yefta.
Oh yeah.
Seems to be doing good.
I'm saying that because in the end, we got my friend, Mr. DL. You know what I'm saying, with the slow head bob. So that's why when you said that, I'm thinking like we're all in it, right? Tanya, we're all in there. Like, you know what I mean? It's actually doing very well, man. Shout out to Yefta because he dropped his project today. Today's the 28th at midnight.
Exactly. Yeah.
So shout out to him, man, because he's put a lot into it, and then the fact that he came from Kansas City. We did the track. He came to DL spot, and we did a real authentic video. You know what I mean? So it was dope, man. But it's doing well, DL, man. It's good. But
did you hear it?
I didn't even catch dude's name. I'm bugging.
My name is Brian Swisslow. Swizz, B Swizzlow.
Swizzlow. Okay.
Yeah.
Swizzlow is my given name, and I'm a drummer normally, and I'm born in 1970, so so when I started going to be like, yo, check out these Swizz beats. Well, that didn't really work out for me for obvious reasons. I was cool with Swizz. I like Swizz beats. I'm like, this motherfucker. Yeah. Fuck, I hear Busta just mentioning his name all the time. I'm like, damn. Yeah. But I just went with B Swizzlow because my homies were like, yo, you gotta have a name. You gotta have a name. I'm like, I don't. I mean, all my friends call me Swizz. I'm just Swizz. But if we're gonna do hip hop, we can't really do that. And I was like, well, I don't know, B Swizzlow. I put my first initial, like B Swizz, and I was like, all right, that's stuck. That made it really easy. and still me.
Yo, it's kind of dope you would even say it because like that. Because with me, I came in the game as Suge. And then right at the same time is when Suge Knight was doing that. But I never had to change anything because I don't know. We made our little mark with me, my Big Suge. I made that mark. But there was always someone like, who you mean, like Suge Knight? Or there was people that would be like, to a stupid, didn't even really weren't in tune, and they'll see me and they'll be like, yo, I hear that shit you be doing out in LA, and like, stupid shit. Like this is real shit that like people I'll be just looking like, wow. But I never had to, change anything, whatever, and it worked for me, and here we are.
Big Sugar and Big Swizz, we got the same initials that worked out.
People used to
change our shit.
You know what I mean?
So, on top, and we're good.
Hey, yo, on the real though, man, that's some shit, man. I really like. If we can work it out or whatever, like if you could even do that, like, you know what I mean?
He could probably do it right now. He could do this right now, Suge. You're about to watch it right now. I'm trying to let you know. He'll do it and talk to us.
Oh, yeah.
He'll do the interview.
I mean, definitely could sit down with my bandmates and just knock this shit out, man. Super fun.
Swizzlow, listen. I'm saying
Swizzlow. The way he said it, Swizzlow.
Hey, hey, yo.
Big Suge just turned your name hip hop.
Yo,
he says Swizzlow.
If you really could do that though, I'm telling you, send that to me, man. Let me, and we go from there. Because I'm telling you, the arrangement is crazy. My vocal arrangement is crazy.
You basically so I can get my bandmates together. We record our own version or the same version, like just like a more slapping type of version of it, or just
hip hop it up.
Basic stuff and send it to Dave.
I don't want it like hip hop, but I want it with a little bit like a kind of updated, like maybe a little thickness to it, like, you know what I mean,
like an 808,
maybe bass,
an 808 on the drum or something.
Just a little something, because I still want it to be. I still want it to be the ballad that it is. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? If you'll hear it when you hear it, and that little guitar shit, all that, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, man. I'm telling you, so look up Object Heavy. Basically our sound is like
I'm gonna write it down now.
It's 1973 Cadillac Soul. Our producer is Kelly Finnegan. Everything we record is on old vintage equipment, all that.
That's why I even brought that up when you had said that earlier. I was like, damn, this dude, like, he might know, like, what I'm talking about. Like, because I'm trying to tell you, man, people say, oh, yeah, I could do that, hands down, then I don't be getting it. I'm like, yo. So,
when you mentioned a rare group, too, you mentioned the Dramatics. When you think about, like, everyone knows who, the Temptations are, but not everyone knows who, what the Isley Brothers were doing. And, when you mentioned the Dramatics, those are like, I have a whole rare funk playlist of a ton of shit,
Do you play the guitar?
East Harlem and all kinds of cool shit.
Do you play the guitar as well?
No, I'm a keyboardist and I can play drums and percussion and I can kind of play bass, but I made beats so I can kind of find it. But my bandmates, I'm surrounded by like players, real players.
Because I love that. Correct. I love that wah-wah shit too. The guitar shit. I still like that sound. It's crazy, like, you know what I mean?
So correct me if I'm wrong.
Me up now, so you got to get that to me though, man, for real, man.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the legend is perhaps is that the song you're about to play right now? The legend is you have.
I was just gonna. I've been working on a track that someone sent me, and I took the clavinet sound, and I have my wah pedal, and so I put that whole sound. When you mentioned the wah pedal, I was like, oh yeah, I can. So like this is like literally stuff we're working on right now.
So the legend is that you were in a band and you played drums in the band. And tell me if this is true, because you never told me this. This is what I heard about you. That you played drums in a band, and then the keyboardist of that band couldn't be in the band or got quit or got kicked out or whatever, and they had someone else that could play the drums but no one to play the keyboard, and you learned how to play the keyboard to keep the band going.
Well,
that's what the word is on the street.
That's not. There's some truth to that. So I've been playing piano since I was a little boy. Like there was a piano in our house. It was out of tune. It was my grandma's. She gave it to my mom. It was out of tune. It was in the house. I would just sit and go by the piano and play whatever I was listening to on the TV, whatever was happening. My dad was like, "What the fuck?" And so I started getting into that and took piano lessons. But I really wanted to play drums, and I got into drumming like when I was 6 years old. My parents bought me the Animal Muppet, which came with the drum set. If you got the Muppet, you got what came with it. If you got Fozzie Bear, you got the bag. You know what I mean? If you got Animal, you got the drum set, and I got the motherfucking drum set. And I was like 7 years old, just messing around with this crappy drum set. And to my dismay, and little did I know, you can't just put shit back together. I was watching whatever my dad was watching, some The Who or something, and they were smashing their drums. And I took a pogo stick and I was just smashing the drums, just standing there like I was a rock star. And my dad turned the light on and then whooped my ass directly after. And said, "You'll never touch music ever." And that was the moment where I was like, "Oh no, I won't do anything else." Actually, so he kind of inspired me to never fuck with my music shit again. I don't know what I was just 6. You know what I mean? I just thought you could put that shit back there. So, but the story goes, I started playing drums, and I was in a band playing drums, but we had a keyboardist, and then I ended up writing some of the stuff for the keyboardist, even though I was the drummer. That was in high school. A couple of years later, I was in a band, also a drummer, but we were in the studio making this album, and the record we were making, I really felt this. It was like a hard rock band, so I was like, but I was always like into funk music and shit. So I'm like, "Yeah, man, I really feel like this could be dope right here." And they were just like, "What?" And so that was kind of the end of me playing drums in a band, because I realized I'm like, I wanted to write music. So it was more of the opposite, where I was like, "Nah, man, I want to play keyboards." And in the midst, like one guy in my high school friend's band got kicked out while I was drummer, and I started playing keyboards. See how the story is like barely mixed up, but that's pretty much what happened, is that I found myself playing the other instrument when I was like when I thought I was going to be a drummer forever. I found keyboards and realized I could be both. You know what I mean? And then when I discovered about making beats, I was like, "Oh, this is dope. I know exactly how to make drums." I was like in the marching band.
Dude,
so I understand the cadence of an MC. You know what I mean? So I'm like, "Oh shit, I think I understand this shit."
I started making beats with a pause button. And back in the early 90s, I made the pause button beats.
I was the only kid into hip hop. You know, I mean, my friends were. My dad was just always into dance music. He was playing WGCI in Chicago, Julian Jumpin' Perez, and like, so there was like any R&B, soul, or hip hop that was new was showing up on the disco, you know, on the dance music station, and I was just like, quietly in my room, just super getting down to that shit and wanting parachute pants and shit. That's all I cared about and I wasn't a good break dancer, but I always made tapes in my room. And so I was like, "Oh, I'm that kid." And it's funny that I'm like the guy who makes beats. You know what I mean?
Like never to be like I said, I'm a person that's all music, man. I mean, I'm even actually on a big dance music song, house music actually. House funk type, whatever, called "Let Live" by Ferric Dawn. That shit was huge, like all over the world. Like, so, you know, it's all musics, man, making it pop. But yo, man, we appreciate you stopping through too, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? You got any thing you want to say, T or D or DT?
Well, Swizz,
Do I
let
really wanna say?
let
I
us
just
know
really,
your socials.
I know y'all been doing this for ages now, and I haven't really been in on it for no real reason. You know what I mean? I'm Dave. We stay in touch. It's obviously our boy Garth just drew us directly back into each other's zone, like directly, and we're always connected. But and our birthdays are 2 days apart. So we have this Scorpio thing going on, man. We have similar,
that's spicy.
similar shit going on. Good, bad, or indifferent.
Yeah, barefooted.
We're
barefoot and
spicy all
spicy.
day.
Scorpio.
Bird sticks
DL.
and choppers for the win,
Oh, yeah.
Hey, legend has it that DL was shoveling snow barefooted. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Ain't no legend. That's
Facts.
on the internet.
That's facts.
You can see it right now.
Oh, it's on the internet, so it's true.
Hey, yo. So, listen. Yo, man, if you really could come up with that, I appreciate that, man. Let's see what can pop. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
No, I'm gonna talk to my bandmates straight up and just go over to the house. I know that they're gonna be into it. They both have studios at the house that we make. We all make hip hop and we all do soul music. So I'm just gonna straight up hit them up and be like, hey, let's fuck with this song and let's remake it. Maybe add some cool drum action to it. Send it over to you. See what you think.
Cool. I'm Street Champ at Gmail, bro.
Nah, man. Street Champ at Gmail. All right.
That's me. For real, man. Hey, yo, Swizz, be Swizz. I'm trying to tell you.
Influx, inbox full.
This shit will be something else. You don't even know the vocal part till you hear it with it. You'll be like, oh, you'll hear the first version, but the arrangement, the way I do it, this shit's crazy. And I got a couple of, people to with like the falsettos and different shit. But man, listen, I've been looking for that. Sometimes you back into the shit like we're doing right now. So you know what I mean? This
I really just I saw the messenger, which I don't even keep notifications up for that messenger. I just check it because it's been busy lately, and me and Dave have been talking a lot, and I'm like, all right, let's make sure I'm paying attention. And and he's like, yo, I'm on the Zoom. And I'm like, oh, shit, I'm just sitting here. I actually was at home working. I'm like, it was just kind of like, what are you on what are we doing? And he's like, oh, the podcast. So I'm like, yeah, fuck it. So I just set my shit up and my girl's in the office working. She's like, hey, so you're right. We just backed right into it. And, we talk about the music thing a bunch, but this is something I definitely can get done. And I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate you, Dave. Straight up. That's just dope.
Yo, get at me when you got that, man, for real.
Yes, share. Don't share your stuff. We can do that on a private exchange.
Hey, Be Swizz low. Be Swizz low.
Be Swizz low. Be Swizz low. Be Swizz low.
We fucked it up now. We got to move. We got to
fuck it up.
Now I feel like I got my shit together. There we go.
Yo,
all right, hell yeah, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Nah, y'all too.
The danger zone.
All right, we'll talk to you soon, bro. Good shit.
We'll bounce out.
Hear from you soon.
Got it. Guarantee.
So, big news in the comedy world this week, Big Shug. Comedy, we always talk about cancel culture on the Danger Zone podcast. Like, subscribe, share. Big step in fighting back against cancel culture was taken last Saturday on SNL. I don't know if you know who Shane Gillis is. I talked to him like 100 weeks back, and I said, this guy is gonna be huge. This guy right here is gonna be fucking huge. And it's all come. It's all come full circle. And
danger zone. He got into the danger zone.
So he ended up getting in 5 years ago. If I don't know who doesn't know, but 5 years ago he got hired by SNL. SNL fired him the next day for content he's put out on the internet. Then he became so big that they had to come and ask him to host, and he came out and he crushed it. But regardless if you liked his appearance or not, like, I think that's a big blow to all this. Oh, if someone says something I don't like, I'm gonna ruin their life. Like, that was a big blow to it, because not only did he host SNL, it was trending #1 for like 3 days. So, so I just want to shout.
People can come back.
Yeah.
It's all different kinds of comeback stories.
So here's this.
I'm gonna
he has a podcast called the Matt and Shane Secret Podcast, and it's on Patreon, and you have to pay to hear it. So they broke records by having the most Patreon subscribers ever, because they were only charging $1 for $1 for everyone's
Jesus.
like $100 or whatever. They were
Jesus.
charging $1, so they became the biggest paid podcast in the world. And then now they charge like a reasonable. I don't know how much they charge now, but it says they make $680,000 a month on their fucking podcast.
Good for them.
Wow.
And I was like, holy shit! It's just two.
Wow.
There's no production value. It's just two guys sitting on their couch.
Facts.
At their house, like at one of their houses, they sit on the couch and film it, and talk.
One of the episodes, they were like playing video games.
Yeah, so I
And
was
then
like, yo.
doing the podcast.
If we could get $600,000 a month, I think I'd probably go get me one of them Steve Harvey wigs from back in the day and just blow that shit on. Right?
Get you a
For real,
$1 trillion
that's wild,
house.
So let's just talk about it. Here we go. Let's talk about it. When I talk about it, man, I gotta hit the.
Hey.
I gotta get the.
Hey, you know what's funny? Right before that is so they had Steve Harvey, if people know, came out with Cat Williams with, and even we know already that he used to wear a wig when we seen his hair. You know what I mean? He had a wig. So they had a question on his show. I just seen one of the repeats. He had a question on the Family Feud, and it said something that you would do. So if you were stupid, something you would glue if you were stupid to your body. That was something something was stupid for us would glue to their body, and they was like hair. Right? When they said this shit, I'm like, oh.
What?
He turns around, he says hair, like it's up there on the screen. But I'm saying, damn, he knows that he used to wear the fucking glued hair wig. And they're saying this is something you would do if you were stupid. That shit was wild, man. People probably didn't catch that shit, but I sure did. You know?
That's just fire, right? I was
Dope.
showing her the sound effects. So yeah, let's talk about this right now. Currently, as we talk, I'm even gonna load it up as we sit here
it up.
on whatever day this is, Wednesday. The #1 trending story in the world is that Meek Mills and Puff Daddy are a couple.
What?
And it's not even like I'm not saying it's real or it's fake. Who knows? But it's not like a conspiracy thing. They're dragging up all these like facts and clips that this and that, and there's a clip of Nicki Minaj talking about rappers that she knows being in the closet, and then you could just see in her face that she's talking about someone she knows. I don't say it's talking about him, but someone that she knows personally. Like you could just see when she's saying it. But so it's still trending. I just checked right now. It's still trending #1.
That'd be a big power couple, huh?
So I just don't. I don't know. It's wild.
Well, with me, I think it's more of a case of piling on right now. Like, not us per se. I'm just talking about the whole situation. Because if you think about it, so when you're cocky, right, and your ego's all huge, and you flaunt it and your power, whatever, right? Once people can chip any part of your armor, that shit fucks you up.
Yeah.
You're fucked up. And then they keep coming. Boom, 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 boom. Because I was thinking about the stories that we've heard, even some that seem outlandish. When Jaguar Wright or whoever was talking about, she opened the door and Christopher Williams was giving Puffy head. And Puffy's like, if I can have, he said, if I could have, he said, if I have this much power, if I could make someone do this, I got crazy power, something, which that sounded so dumb to me. But then you go and you see the Will Smith talking about somebody said they opened the door, all these easy access doors, and he was getting worn out by another dude. So all this stuff is supposed to happen.
I love the Big Show said, all these easy access doors.
I mean, you know what I mean? And so in another note, it's like, yeah, okay, certain things, sometimes it's truth to certain things, but the way they be doing right now, man, it's a little extra. And it's because, too, that everybody's going to turn to it. I mean, that's how I look at it. I mean, you can say anything today and someone's going to be, oh, shit. You know what I'm saying?
So basically what you're saying is it doesn't matter if it's true or not. We're all going to read it. We're all going to listen to it because it's interesting. We didn't know these things about this person, and now we may or may not know these things about this person, but somebody's talking something.
Yeah.
You think people are out to destroy Puffy? You think he made some enemies?
Probably.
It's like if somebody say, "Hey, DL keeps his stash. He keeps a stash up Bailey's ass." Now, what I'm saying, right, is that ain't true. But if someone says that, you'd be like, "That's dumb as shit. What the fuck are you talking about?" But you know, but I'm just saying though, right? It's crazy shit like that. You'd be like, "He's not doing that." But hey, you know what I mean? Once it's said, then people like they run with it. You know what I'm saying? Fact. Like I remember some stupid ass dude that was affiliated with us. Somebody had the nerve to film this dude and do a little film, and then he was talking all these outlandish, the dumbest stories ever, right? About like Premier and others, and I was like, yo, what the hell is he talking about? And who would even like come? Like it's like some dude that's sideways comes to you and says, "Hey, I got this story about Suge, Gangsta, and everybody else," but he's like the lowest dude on underneath the totem pole, wherever the fuck he be at, right? And his claim to fame is he has the worst breath known to mankind. Like, you know what I mean?
He was in the shadows. That's why he knew what happened, because nobody wanted him next to him.
Yo, if he can't even live in the shadows with that breath, because if he's in the shadows, we're gonna know it's him over there. You understand?
Honestly, I have to give it to all these actors, musicians, keeping all their secrets. Y'all are living like it's Rome back in the day. It's just happening. Everybody living free.
Yeah.
Just come out
what it is.
Not even the closet. Just
hip hop culture is definitely not supportive of coming out the closet.
That's true, but I also feel like the younger generation definitely is, right? And like, isn't that where the money's at?
I don't know. I couldn't. Yeah, they're more. They're more supportive, definitely.
You know what it is,
and
too.
To them, they're not even paying attention to our part of the culture. They don't even pay attention to it. Like we don't pay attention to their part of it. So they don't really know what's going on with who's Slick Rick dating or fuck. They don't give a fuck. Like, just like we don't give a fuck who.
I mean, I don't know. It depends, right? Like it depends on who exactly is. I mean, I'm sure we have favorites of their generation.
Like I got one. Kodak Black just delivered his own son or child today.
Love that.
Delivered it himself, like with his hands.
But you know what? So I remember, when I first started going to New York, early 90s, as far as in this rap game, whatever. So, like I always have said on the show, there was everybody that was who's who of hip hop was at all the parties. And if you were going to a club at that time in the 90s, at any club, 9 or 10 of the more than that of rappers that were out were going to be there. Excuse me, mostly New York rappers, but that was the forefront, the dudes who were leading the game. And so I come to the party. I remember Puff used to come in the party, dancing around. You know what I mean? Like dance, like this shit was before Biggie and all that. This is just like me and Guru in the spot, and he saw, that's Puff Daddy, blah, blah, blah. And this dude was literally doing them take that dances and all that shit. Like with his crew, he had a few dudes with him, like his little crew. And I was like, wow, and then there's a few, you look around and you was like, this is before a lot of people were even on. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, I look at that, and people used to say that about him. Then, oh yeah, he's there, so he's gay or he's whatever. But their perception was just because this dude was Happy Jack, like dancing around like that. Why are you dancing around like that? But New York was where, New York is where people want to be it. That was the it spot. But if you look at it now with Puff Daddy, if you look at it now, it's like when they come to get you though, they coming. They come. And you don't even see it. He don't even see that shit. Nobody did. Nobody saw that shit with like, oh, now they first R. Kelly with all that other shit. And then next, here comes P. Diddy's the next one. Bang!
I didn't.
And then guess what? You know what I mean?
I didn't call it specifically P Diddy. But if you go back to like the first few episodes of this show, I 100% say, watch what happens when the Me Too movement comes for hip hop, because there's a lot of shit going on in there, a lot.
But see, that's not even the Me Too. That's the Me You.
The danger zone.
Yo, because it's them, right? It ain't been like, you know what I mean?
Okay, let me ask you a question, Big Shug, because you are well traveled. You have toured with many a group and an individual. Many a group, but not like that. You know what I mean? Obviously, without naming names. Have any of these doors accidentally opened and you seen some shit? And whether it was, doesn't matter what kind of shit you've seen, but have you seen some shit and you're like, okay, I'm gonna erase that from my memory, or I didn't see that?
Well, first of all, if you can kind of get a gist of me, my personality, or whatever, like, since we've been all, rocking and talking and shit, whatever. So being younger, I was even more forward like about things, like certain shit. So if I come in there and see something, I'm gonna be, oh shit, like, listen, let me tell you something, right? If I walk into a room, even now, but back then, I'd have been like, yo, these motherfuckers was so, you see what I'm saying, right? You know what I mean? I'm gonna blow them up, because I've seen some shit
the danger
where, I had to pause it, right? But I had to I seen shit, certain things that guys did. Like I was there when Tupac was the infamous incident at Nell's, when the girl was giving him head in the club, right? Straight up in the middle of that circle, seeing like, oh, okay, that's what they doing, and keeping it moving.
Isn't that where the Usher song came?
Oh, speaking of, is apparently Usher's involved with in the mix with this whole Meek Mill Puff Daddy thing.
So it's
well, they're saying it because he was young. He was young dealing with him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
but
I mean, like I was saying though,
in this club. Sorry.
Hey, even when you said no, when you said, well, open doors. I mean, I remember going in the bathroom. Obviously, go use the bathroom, and once again, Mr. Freaky Dicky Tupac got a chick, man, on Rest in Peace Tupac, man. That was my dude, man. Like, people don't know, there's quite a few times we hung out, but he had a chick on the top of the sink right there wearing it out, and his man's was on the other side. This is like, and what do I do when you young like that, whatever? I go use the bathroom, wash my hands, and get up out of there. These dudes still doing their thing, because this is that world. You know what I mean? So, but then I went to a Rage. Remember, I was on tour with Rage Against the Machine, and I go in the bathroom, and these dudes is like, having sex with this one girl, right? And so I stepped through. I'm like, yo, what the fuck are y'all doing? Like, I'm going on for whatever. She's like, I fucking love it. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, I'm on some shit like, this vibe is all wild to me anyway. I mean, it's mosh pit over here.
And then there was one more.
What's gonna top that? I'm waiting.
So Big Suge and Rage Against the Machine were backstage with this girl, right?
No, that's not what he said. He said he was at a concert that they were playing.
I'm just joking.
Yo, just imagine. So I'm saying, so certain shit.
That's how rumors start.
I've walked into, and I've seen some dudes embarrassing themselves too. So I would be, like I said, I'm exposed to shit. What? You know what I'm saying? So
he's exposed.
I had a job once, man, years ago, and I did it for the fun of it. I didn't even know what the fuck it really was. But you were a floor walker at a place called Filene's, whatever, department store.
Oh, Filene's.
And you walking around, you're supposed to be making sure people ain't stealing whatever.
Right.
But I really can't, man. I tell motherfuckers, don't do that shit around me, and do whatever you gotta do.
He's like, so, I gotta get a W-2, so do what you got to do. They took me,
and when we had our training, they was like, yo, make sure you walk around. They showed me where the two-way mirrors were and all that. And then they said, make sure you check the bathrooms. I'm like, the fuck am I checking the bathrooms for? People stealing? And they was basically like, nah, you checking the bathrooms when people stealing, but also the sexual activity. I said, sexual activity? What the fuck are you talking about? They're talking about, like, dudes. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm like saying, yeah, come on, man, that's a little far fetched. So I'm just, there. So I go check bathrooms and do your little walkthrough. And then the first time, couple times when I had to expose shit like that, I was like, oh, you know what I mean? I'm like, what the fuck is this? And so because
So how
like
did
I
you
said,
interrupt that?
I'm the type of dude that's gonna kick the damn bathroom door, like, boom, what are y'all doing? You know what I mean? That type of shit. So it was a real wow, but it was like a lot of this shit has been going on for years, but now social media and everything's to the forefront. So what you thought you was hiding, you're not hiding, man. You know what I'm saying? So, and guess what? Can we believe everything on social media? Fox, no. Of course, we know better than that. But there's some truth to some things, so let it play out.
I just, must be hard not to live your truth, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. So.
Man, listen. Like I always say,
the danger zone.
We don't know nothing about death. We don't know nothing about death. You die tomorrow, God forbid. We don't know nothing. We only was said was supposed to happen or whatever, but we don't know. What we do know is life. You know what I mean? So I feel like, man, you got to embrace it. Do what you got to do. Be comfortable. Prosperous, man. Do whatever you need to do, what you want to do. Because one thing about life that is guaranteed, the only thing that's guaranteed about life and in life is death. You know what I mean? We might be able to postpone it. You may hold it down, slow it down or whatever, but it's coming. We don't know, but it's coming. So while we living cool, now we choose to be fools and do this crazy shit or whatever that's gonna come back to bite you. Well, we ain't got nobody to blame but ourselves. So therefore, like, I don't bask in the glory of these people when they fucking up and all this shit has happened. And I don't also follow or even necessarily be on top when they're on top, whatever. I mean, I'm living my life, They should just gotta know. People gotta know. You got every single day. You gotta make right choices, man. And you know what's up. You know how you treat people, because we also know, dude, whether this stuff is true about Puff or not. Right? We all know he treated a lot of motherfuckers stupid too. You know what I mean? He treated people certain ways. Just from being around. I'm not a dude. I'm not putting everybody's business out because I don't know all your business. But one thing I do know is, like, I've been around you. I know how motherfuckers react, or how I fucked around, how I was. You know what I mean? So I didn't play around no dumb shit, but I seen dumb shit. So it is what it is, man. Some dude. What's that dude's name? What's his name? That he used to be in that show. Is that Family Matters with Urkel and all them?
Urkel, yeah.
So not him, but the brother. You know what I mean? The
Eddie.
brother with. Yeah, Eddie.
Yeah.
Eddie just recently said on some shit that everybody in once at one point in time has been inappropriately touched in Hollywood. He said everybody knows that. I was like,
wow, that's kind of big.
Well,
yeah,
it's all what you consider inappropriate, because everybody's been fitted in wardrobe. So if you think that if you don't like, let's just say they're checking your inseam on your pants, like, you can consider that being it's each person's different. You know what I'm saying? Like, some guy might be like, oh, he's checking my pants, and someone else be like, oh my God, he molested me, and the guy did the same thing to the same people. You know what I'm saying?
But I don't know, because
other shit going on.
If somebody's in your juggle, if somebody's juggling in the juggle area, right? Like,
yeah, but they don't even have to necessarily even touch. Some people would, like, oh, he touched my knee. That was a sexual advance. Like, people. Everyone takes it differently.
You might not necessarily feel that as if motherfucker went up a bit too high, and you like, wait a minute, especially a woman's like, yo, hold on.
Mine's at my knee anyway. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
The danger zone.
I mean, it's crazy, man, but it's a life we live. Like I said, I'm just trying to enjoy it and try to be prosper in it, man. So that's it,
Hell yeah. So, all right. Well, I guess it might be that. You got any more stories? Anybody got stories? I'm out of stories.
I mean, you can have stories all day, man. Also, I just recently heard Gillis say something about these old dudes is getting awards and shit like that, and the younger dudes let them have their time or whatever, which I thought kind of strange because like I feel like shit. If I can get a Grammy or whatever at 72, I'm taking it. Or
Let's go.
I feel like your lifetimes of work, if someone reflects and they like it like that, it doesn't matter. Like, when we grew up listening to music, and myself in particular, you find out later that a lot of dudes that we were rocking to, right, was way older than us. You know what I mean? It wasn't like motherfuckers was not. You had teenage groups like with me, my era. You had like the Silvers, or you had the Jackson 5 and shit like that. But the majority of groups was older people than what we were. Like, you know what I mean? So it's always been about like older cats. When New Edition and Bob and a few other groups were winning their awards, you also had Stevie Wonder and them guys winning awards
Lionel
too.
Richie.
So it always been about the balance of that. It always been older cats getting it too. If it's good, it's good. If it's respected like that, so be it, man. It's the movement. All music is the theme of life.
There's no ageism in music.
And the older you are, so like John Williams, for example, the composer did all the great scores of Star Wars, Jurassic Park, all that shit. He won a Grammy he won a bunch of Grammys, probably the most. But he won a Grammy in his 80s. You don't think what do you think he left that at his office? No, he presented that on his mantle just like all the other ones. And for an older artist to win a Grammy in today's age is impressive because like for when the older artists came out, the only artists that came out were the artists that the label said could come out. That was it. That's who came out. That's it. Now everyone can come out. Everyone can come out. Yeah. Like there's millions and millions of songs and labels and startups and this and that right now. So if you're able to even win with all of that, then you had some talent. You know what I mean? You had some talent in there. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I can't remember this brother's name. So when I was a kid, he was like, shit. Maybe I was a teenager or something. He might have been 40 then. His name could have been Gregory Abbott. I'm not sure. He was a singer. And I think he was girlfriend, or his girlfriend was Frida Payne, another soul singer from back in the day. This dude was older. And he had a hit record, a big, when singles was popping. He had a big hit record, right? And people were like, damn, that dude was just getting a hit like that. He's mad old like that. You know what I mean? But to me, way back as a kid, I thought that was dope. I was like, yo, for motherfuckers to be old and they got hit records and shit, whatever, like to me, that was the shit. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, look at Frank Sinatra, man. That motherfucker was about 80-something years old, still singing, and people still was packing to listen to this dude. You know what I mean? Even when he couldn't sing anymore, they still was packing to go see him. So it is what it is, man. But, man.
So everybody got opinions, but it's like,
oh my God, who the hell?
What you say?
I said everybody got opinions, but who cares? We got ours.
That's what I'm saying. That sure is right, Spanky.
You got anything?
No, but hold on.
I don't think so.
Yo.
No? What about the Griselda Blanco series? Did you and your wife watch that?
Nah, man.
Does she like that kind of stuff? Like it's kind of like crime drama. No.
I guess if people, if people put it in a perspective, you know what I mean? No, they maybe then, you know what I'm saying? But nah, not like she does her own thing, like so,
We watched
me, I might watch something like that, but it depends, man. It depends what the situation is,
We thought it was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess it's that time of the week, the best time of the week. I have stopped answering calls from people. Sorry, people. If you watch the Danger Zone podcast, you obviously do. Call next week, and you could be on next week. So just call earlier in the show and to make sure you get on. Sorry for everybody waiting. It's just I don't want to sit here for 3.5 hours.
And subscribe, like, and turn your notifications on so you know when we go live.
So you saw how easy it is out there. Next week, if there's something that you think we might have missed in the hip hop culture, or not even hip hop, just pop culture, whatever, you call in, let us know. Shout out your socials, make fun of me, whatever you want to do. So, It is that
Yep, we're
time.
gonna be here.
It is that time
be
for
here.
Stupid as Hell.
Stupid as hell. Stupid as hell is based on an itchy situation.
Itchy.
Uh-oh.
A man was caught hiding in insulation after breaking into a home.
Oh,
Mm.
man.
The Lee County Sheriff Office said deputies responded to a burglary in progress at a house on 4th Way in the North Fort Myers area. At the house, deputies were told that an unknown man had walked in but never came out. Inside, deputies said they heard someone walking in the attic. A 5-gallon bucket was found under the attic along with debris in the floor. The suspect reveals motives. Excuse me, that's something else. I'm sorry. The sheriff's office said the deputies told the man multiple times to come down and surrender, but he refused, eventually leading deputies to use a non-lethal gas to force the suspect.
Oh, shit.
Non-lethal gas.
They gassed him with farts, babe.
Yes, to force him to come out. The sheriff's office said
It's
deputies and
all
K9
them steak
units
and
entered the
cheeses.
attic and quickly found the suspect, 44-year-old Bruce Davis, buried under insulation with his face pressed against an air duct to breathe fresh air. Photos taken at the scene show how Davis was found. Pretty stupid looking. The sheriff's office said that Davis was charged with burglary and resisting an officer. This isn't the first time with the law. Davis has a lengthy criminal history, including theft and multiple drug charges. So what we have here, first of all, anybody knows that insulation is itchy than
Oh
on
my
my
God.
Hell yeah.
you know what I mean? This motherfucker's hiding from the police in insulation, in the wall. Like, just imagine.
I just picture him like this out of a duck, but then you gotta like stand still, so he's like this, and then all the he had to press the insulation.
Body is itching like a motherfucker. He probably was glad when they came, and he probably asked if they could scratch him. But this week, stupid as hell, is Mr. 44-year-old Bruce Davis. And the moral of the story is, don't ever climb an insulation to hide, stupid. You know what I'm saying?
How about don't break into the people's houses?
Yeah, that too. You know, but guess what? People been breaking into houses and doing all kinds of dumb shit for years. You know, so
man.
You know,
all right,
it
that
is
was
what
a good
it
one.
is.
That was dope. All right, thanks for everybody that called in. That was tight. 106.
That was great. That was fun.
Yeah, that was tight, right? That was cool.
Yep. We'll see you next week. You know what I mean? And we're gonna be here. So listen, always remember, excuses have no purpose, so don't make them.
Don't make them.
As we glow, we grow. And we appreciate y'all coming, like DL said. Chef Tanya, man, on our behalf, man. Come check us next week. And peep this. We good. 106 and No Park. You know what it is. On my dark days.
We out of here.
On my dark days, I chopped crack on the regular. Ran up in spots and clapped on the regular. Took big fat ass stacks from the register. No matter how hard they tried, they still couldn't measure the hard I had.
We good?